Hey, Noah Waika here. I want to show you how I modified my Helikon-Tex training mini rig from the stock 2 magazine Velcro insert to something a little bit more modular and functional. Let's get started.
The tools you'll need are simple: an X-Acto knife or seam ripper, and a needle and thread or sewing machine. The TMR is a decent rig in its default configuration as it is. It holds 4 AR or AK mags and 4 pistol mags, or whatever small pistol mag shaped items that you need, like a multi-tool or a flashlight. The admin pouch is spacious and well thought out, and the organization is good. The problems that I had with the rig is that the center 2 mag insert wastes a lot of space, and 3 magazines will actually fit across that space. That opens up one of the magazine pouches on the side for a radio, an ATAC, a large GPS, or other mission equipment. The insert that I selected is a Whiskey 2-4 hook back, loop front, M4 3 magazine insert. It's the same as the Whiskey 2-4 or Ferro Concepts carriers, so any insert for those should work with this modification. It will not work with Haley Strategic or Spiritus inserts without changing out the Velcro on the TMR though. The Whiskey 2-4 insert is 9.5 inches long and 5.5 inches deep, so really any insert that size should also fit. Alright, let's start cutting. The first step is to remove everything from the rig, including the default Velcro insert. Now that the rig is empty, the next step is to remove these seams. These seams restrict the opening and add a little reinforcement to the shoulder strap attachment point. Using a seam ripper or an X-Acto knife, carefully cut the back side of the stitching and then remove any excess thread. The trick here is just to go slow. You don't need to rush through any of it. If you cut the fabric, it can weaken it and might even ruin the carrier, so just take your time. You might have to pull the sides of the pouch apart a little bit to find where the last few threads are hanging on. It took me about 5 minutes to do both sides, just being careful not to nick anything. Once you've cut the threads, you're theoretically done. The insert will fit now and you don't need to do anything else. When you put the insert in, just center it on the pull tabs of the pouch in the front. Then insert some of your magazines to help it hold the shape and smooth the Velcro down on the other side. This just helps everything line up without wrinkling or folding part of the insert, and it makes sure your mags will actually fit. The final step I recommend is re-sewing the stitching on the molly to just the front half of the fabric. You'll lose the ability to run retention bungees on the front if you don't, and it can make the outer pouches flop around a little bit more. I did mine on my sewing machine, but you can easily do it by hand. Before you start sewing, make sure all the old thread is out of the way. It's really hard to sew through and you won't get a good stitch. Tweezers work really well. Make sure once you're done sewing, you reroute your retention loops if you plan to use it. You can route it back through the molly the same way that the factory had it and just tie it with a little overhand knot to secure it.
So there you have it. Your Helikon-Tex TMR now holds 5 AR or AK mags, plus you can use something like a submachine gun insert or any other Velcro insert in there. It adds a little bit of flexibility for some mission kit. If you want to run a radio or an ATAC or something else like that on your kit, you can put that in one of your exterior pouches and still have kind of a fighting load of magazines. It's a really simple modification that doesn't take a lot from the durability of the kit. The Velcro kind of holds it all together, and it adds a whole bunch of modularity because you can use all those different inserts. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions or you just want to talk about gear, leave a comment below. Let me know what you want to talk about in the future video. Stay safe, stay free, and I'll see you in the next video.